Alright, so it goes all the way to here. Sure, I'm looking at it right. This will be the one. Alright, I believe I've got everything selected there. And then Z so I can see through it. B there. Make sure I got everything up here. Alright, so this is going to be the whole shirt. So select inverse and delete faces. And kind of see how it's actually taking what I need. Alright. So this is the area that actually will show up black on your on that texture thing. So once you've got that, let's see how it's showing the shirt, how you had it. And then if you hit Alt unhide, you have the shirt. So and then say I click the shirt again, I hide it. That's what's going to show up underneath the shirt as a mask. So once you've done all that, you've got it to what you need, you would go open this other one and UV, hit the tab button to edit mode, and hit A for all. And you've got the skin for the body showing up underneath here. And you also have the UI. So what I would do, the parts of the UI that's showing up is what's going to show up black. The skin part here should be white. So hit UVs, export UV layers, and that same file that you created, wherever you're putting all this project together, you would save it into this, and I always name it UV. So I'll just do that. Export UV. Alright, so you're pretty much done with this until you actually start importing. So go ahead and go to the file. Keep going back. Desktop, clothing, T-shirt, the one wherever you have that file, and then you've got the UV. So go ahead and open that up in your editing program. And here it is. Okay, there we go. So you got it opened up. And so open create a second layer. So when you hide it, there's nothing on there. And then same thing I showed before. You would have this one on top. Make sure that you have black, and you would color all this in for the UI. Now this whole area that shows up in the that black area, and then there and there and there and there. Once you created all that, you'll end up getting your file done, and mine turned out like this. So I'll pull that one up. So when you get done with it, it should look something or similar to this. You want to make sure, like in this tutorial said, pull it up so I can show you. Is unique. It is painted on the character of the clothing, is fitted all over. So you would do the same thing if you had created your own model. So you'd fit it to that model. But it's better if you go ahead and do it to fit A. And which the clothing item placed over the character, paint the polygons that are to be deleted in black. So that's going to be what's going to be deleted behind the clothing. Alright. The rest should be white and will be presented. So that's all these white areas is this. So hopefully you kind of understand that. And so you should turn up and end up having the normal map that you got from the export, the mask that you created just the same way as that's kind of like I created this, but this would have been from the export, just coloring over the top of the areas. And so you just need to make sure that you have these files. You know, your model name, underscore AO for this one, underscore mask for this one, underscore NM for this one, for the normal, and underscore OC mask for this one. And just like in this one, showing that if you wanted to create a logo for your t-shirt, then you would do the same thing like this right here, but it would have been for the shirt. And you would just take that and file, open, any of these files. You could take any of the object files. Let's just take the mask, and then you would create a new layer, and you would put your logo. Like say if it's text, you just enter text Army, highlight the text, put it the size you want it. I think this one is 88, and then bold. Make sure it's the color you want. Actually, that would have been in this one. Make sure you got the color you want, and then to new layer. Okay. I don't know if that actually that didn't work. So let's do it as if we're going to move it. Click on it, exit, paste. Right here, it'll be to new layer, and then move it to where you want it. Hit the arrow buttons over here to kind of tweak where you exactly want it. And then all you'd need to do is unshow these. So this would be your texture. File, export, and then you would export it as you would export it and name it whatever your item is, underscore your object, underscore detailed diff. I've already done it, and that was kind of what it looked like. Once you got all those files, once you have all these files, and you would have that let's see, you have all those files that you need, your object, that, and you don't like this is optional. You have all these files. Alright, what you want to do from there is you want to go back into Fit, File, Import, Clothing. And give it a second and pull up with this. I'll walk you through the steps. You just need to find that file that you have, open it up, hit Next. You can change the display name of the shirt, whatever you want it to be. It's just going to be whatever this name right here. So when you create that, import clothing. So when you actually, on this step, You name it what you want. I named it that. Go to make sure you have it under what category it's going to be. If it's a top, put it under top. If it's bottom, put it under bottom. This is going to be a top. And then make sure clothing is checked and that it's to the fit a male fit A model. Then you hit next. This probably already been automatically put all these in there. Seems like the first time you do it, it does. After that, it's give or take. So go ahead and browse, find those folders. This one is the mask, color mask. This one is your normal map. This one is your AO, which is this one. Ocular mask, that's your Oc mask. And then this one's only for the logo or like tattoos and stuff. If you created a one for it, that's the optional one. Yeah, next, and then where was I? The next thing you would do, I lost that window. Oh, there it is. Alright, this is important. Make sure that these areas are notated what they are. Like if you have black, which you do. If you have blue, which we don't. Black we do, blue we don't, cyan we don't. Green we do. Magenta we do, red we do, white we don't, and yellow we do. The do's you want to make sure that you have something named. The don'ts you don't have, you just leave them blank. So the black, where I notated, I wrote these down so I know what these are. But black is going to be thread. Blue is left alone. Cayenne left alone. Green was the sleeves. Magenta was the cuffs, and white was blank, and yellow was trim. Now you can name these whatever you want. You don't have to name them this. You can, if you know that you've got it something else like collar or whatever. You can name those to what you want, so you can actually change those colors. That's the only purpose of it, is to change the colors, and then you just hit finish. And once you're done and complete, I'm going to hit cancel. I've already done it. It will populate this item. Now it won't show up here. It'll populate it into your database as this, and then of course it'll have all those colors and stuff, which I'm going to go ahead and show you what it'll look like. So textures, main fabric was red, sleeves were green, trim was yellow, cuffs were magenta, and thread was black. Alright, so I'm going to set that as default. That way it'll actually show up like it was when it imported. Alright, as long as you put those names in those tabs like I was telling you about. Go ahead and delete the item. Well, I gotta go to clothing. Delete. Alright, so when you import it and you're under, it'll pop up like this, and you'll go to clothing, and there it should be. That's what it's going to look like, more or less, if you do it correctly. And then you say you go ahead and tag it to your body. That's what it's going to look. It should look like that. All the colors are going to be where they're at, and then you can change what this icon looks like by texturing it first the way you want it to look like on that logo. And to do so is you got the item